Alright. Hello and welcome everyone. Hopefully you can hear us. Give us a little thumbs up or something in the chat if you can. If somebody in the party wants to check for me, that would be amazing.
Just refreshing. There we go.
Okay.
Live.
So there is a little bit of delay for a party member that is checking to make sure our sound is working. Alright. So, hello, I'm Ashley, the DM of Nat Awesome. And here is my motley crew of party members who make up the crew of the Dark Phoenix. And they are currently on Moss Station 2240, debating what their next steps should be. But before we get into the story, just a quick thank you to Foundry VTT, who is our sponsor, and brought us this wonderful software that allows me to control everything as a DM. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to the players to go ahead and introduce themselves and their characters.
Okay.
Yep.
I think I'll go first then. I am playing Various Mysic. A dark elf that has recently come to the conclusion that perhaps the people that he works with are very incompetent and do not deserve him to be working with them. And maybe it would be a good idea to topple the current government and make sure that there is a new government that is much better at what they do, so that he can feel good working for them again.
Yeah.
Preach.
We'll go ahead and toss it over to Xander.
Yeah. I'm Mike. I am Xander. I'm the lovable oaf marine. Like I said before, super sneak expert. Obviously, with my big armor. Just trying to make his way as a mercenary. But yeah, let's pass it over to our hacker.
I am Ryan. I play an infiltration vect humanoid that is specializes in infiltration. My name is Hacker. Basically, think my conscious self is kind of a burden. I'd rather just go back to being a robot, but since I can't do that, I'm just making the most of it, jumping from ship to ship, and boy, have I gotten on a weird one now. And I guess that leaves Hannibal.
Hi, my name is Rye. I am playing the half-elf known as Hannibal, who is a gunslinger out for adventure, and he certainly found it. He is he's a gunslinger pilot type, and he's probably going to be putting his name forward for suggestions as the new captain.
All right, and
I was going to say the person currently missing is the ship's medical expert, the Vect doctor.
his name is Gideon. He will be joining us a little bit later. But for now, we will return to the crew who is gathered in the common room of the Dark Phoenix, discussing recent events and deciding what their next steps should be. So with Gideon pipes up, with that vision I just had, like the elves were coming for us like now, guys. So I'm definitely all for one of getting out of here as soon as possible.
Hannibal nods. If anyone, we probably didn't have enough time to get everything we need, so if we stop over at the next small station and finish off resupplying. Anyone, everyone get what they need to get as soon as possible from the next more station, and then, as long as everyone's still okay with it, we'll head towards the Gnomish flotilla.
I concur. Do we have an estimated time of arrival for the new Moss station?
Hannibal looks over at Star.
Well, before we can go underway, there is the matter of Captain, filling that role, as, you know, our second in command, Yuri, is out of commission, and also has left the ship for repair on her arm. And I don't think she's planning on rejoining us. I don't know about myself. I could possibly stay on at least until the next Moss station, but you guys have kind of changed the amount of attention that's been being paid attention to us, and that makes me a little uncomfortable. Not too sure how Roland feels about that, but I'm sure you all can ask him. But yeah, the ship and the shipyard won't necessarily let us leave unless we have a captain on the manifest, as that's who's like liable for everything that happens to the ship.
Well, it doesn't particularly bother me who ends up being the captain. Draw a name out of a hat as far as I am concerned.
If everyone is okay with me being captain at least short term until we get to the Gnomes flotilla, because that will also help us get entry if I'm the captain.
As I said, I do not mind either way.
All right.
Got my
Works
vote.
for me.
If people have any issues later on, then I'll happily give up the seat to someone more deserving.
Well, as long as we have a captain and name right now, that's fine. We should head out, get to the next Moss station. I'll be in my quarters if anybody needs me.
All right.
And I leave.
Hannibal turns to Star. All right. Where do I sign?
Well, all you need to do is follow me up to the main. We'll get you acquainted in the system there, and then Roland can handle letting the engine know that you are taking over as captain.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go.
So Star
Let's go.
Star goes up to the first store, and she there's a hand scanner, so she goes ahead and does that, and she lets you know that that'll be something you'll have to do as well in the future to gain access to this area if you decide to close it off. Next is a little bit more of a secure lock. This is a retinal scanner, and again, she'll help you get that set up. So, Sally, Star says, with that, the central globe in front of the captain's chair begins to glow slightly and hum.
Sally.
Star looks at you. Yeah, her name is Sally. Turns back to the globe. I'm really sorry to tell you, but the captain is no longer with us. And as you know, I do not have the ability or want of being captain. And the crew has nominated Hannibal as the designated captain for the time being. I'll let you two get acquainted while I go ahead and set in the coordinates and ask for permission to fly to the next Moss station. So she goes over and starts communicating with the harbor master, so to say, about getting the clearance to depart.
Alright. Speaking to the ship, Hannibal says, "Well, Sally, I think you know me pretty well about now. Do you have
Yes,
any...
Hannibal.
Are you okay with me being the captain?"
I am an AI, but I do have feelings. We will try to adjust to the new captain.
I am
Please,
sorry for your loss.
take a seat in the main chair and put your hand on the computer monitor, and I will go ahead and scan your prints into the system. You can also add any members of the crew to the scanner that you want to have access to the main terminal.
Alright. I will do that.
Right? So, easy enough. You go through all actually, go ahead and roll a data check for me.
Sure. Oh, that's a minute. Oh, it was under
Features.
No? Features. That's the one. Data. Technology? No. You mean technology check?
Yes.
All right. Okay, it doesn't seem to be one.
You have to hit the other formula button.
Oh.
Alright, wonderful. So yeah, Sally seems to be signing you, giving you the right proper designations, and giving you access to the correct protocols and everything you need to do. At this point, Star turns to you. I've got clearance for us to depart. So the next Moss station, and let me go ahead and open up our map here for everyone. And I did adjust the scale on this, so it's gonna make a little bit more sense. So in front of you on the blue orb, it is now projecting the Milky Way galaxy, at least the quadrant that you're in. And Star looks to you for designation as to which Moss station you want to go to, reminding you that you can't go back to the one that you guys have just come from since you are on the outer ring. It's a little bit more difficult in order to do that.
And we can only go to the ones that are currently connected, right?
Yes.
Right. We came from Bastion, didn't we?
No, you came from the Moss station that was near. So you came from Nyx. And then you,
okay.
yeah. So that was this was the Moss station over here that you had originally been to, and then you came out to kind of like get away from what was going on.
Okay, so asking, I'll ask out loud, both to the ship as well as Star. If we were to go to the one at Bastion and then circle around to the Gnomish Flotilla, how long would that take us?
Well, if we use the Moss station and it's operational, the traveling would be almost instantaneous, but we can only do, I believe it's only 2 jumps for the ship. What class?
Yeah, so if we, but okay, so we can go one to Bastion, and then would it count as one if we wanted to go all the way to the Gnomish Flotilla in one go, or do you have to go from one to the other?
One to the next, yeah. So, and you can only do 2, and then you have to wait a short amount of time for it to recharge. And let me pull up the notes.
As in 4 hours, 8 hours, 3 days?
I'm pulling it up for you real quick. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Traveling. Void jumps. Well, if we use Roland, he can push it to 3 jumps. And then you can also travel sublight speed. Which the time for jumps. Where is it? Currently I'm having issues finding that, so I'm just gonna say that it is like a 24-hour period of having to recharge the void engine.
Okay. The plan is first jump to Bastion, and then the next 2 jumps to Holloway, and then we'll rest there.
Okay. So we're going. Okay. Yep. So you'll be at this Moss station then, is where you're aiming for.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm making sure that we.
Stopping at Bastion
Yeah, the first
to resupply.
they'll go, because then that will give them more of a kind of, okay, which way did they go?
Yep. All right. So with that, the ship powers up, and you go ahead and disembark. Travel is quick, and there was no interdictions or any issues on the way there. So, arriving at the Moss station outside of Bastion, we can go ahead and put what the Moss station looks like for everyone. As you know, they all kind of are a similar shaped beast with a dark center in the maw of it, which you have exited. If you make your way down to the number 1 area, which is the landing pad and dock for all incoming spaceships, and are able to make your way to whatever designated area you'd like to go to.
Is there perhaps a research area on the Maw?
There is a Maw research hub that specializes in like doing research on the Maw itself. If you were looking for more like what type of research were you interested in?
Well, Various wanted to go ahead and look into the various like customs and social cues and blah blah for gnomes.
Okay, so for that, you could probably go over to the faction central, and you could look for the gnomish representative on this Moss station, which would be easy enough to find. There's a directory that shows you which building it is, and you are able to go there just fine.
And then he will be heading in that direction.
All right.
Hannibal also happens to be heading in that direction as well.
Wonderful. Okay. So you get to the building. As you recall from the Moss station, these streets are kind of a little compact, but it's easy enough to move around. There is a steady flow of people coming into this area of the station, looking like they're on official business. They have documents. They're looking at their Palm Pilots, their data pads, and just going about their business, milling past each other. You are able to find the Gnomish Flotilla representative building, but right next to it there's also another Gnomish representative building, but this one seems to be more for the planet Nebulon. So which one do you want to go into?
Which one is the more diplomatic one?
They both, if you were to, for you, you would know this. It really depends on where you're going, as the Nebulon and the Flotilla are seen as sister entities, but they both have their own ruling source, where the Flotilla is a little bit more military-based, versus the planet is run by a series of guilds.
Yeah. I'll go to the Flotilla one then, since that's our destination currently.
Okay. Going in, there is a few gnomes dressed in military garb. The first of which approaches you and wants to know for you to state your business and if you have an appointment.
Okay. I was going to type out what I'm going to say.
Looking at your companion, the gnome is also.
Well, what are you two doing here? What's business? State your business.
They say in Broken Common.
As far as myself, I am here to learn more about Gnomish culture. If that is okay.
They turn to each other and converse in common, or not common, but Gnomish shortly. Hannibal, you catch words like spy, possible.
Yeah.
Should we alert? Chain of command, and the more senior of the two reassures the other that they'll hear you out first. It might just be easier to say you're talking in Gnomish unless there's something specific you don't want the other players to see.
That'll do.
So in Gnomish, you hear Hannibal addressing the two soldiers, and they seem to be a little bit more at ease hearing somebody speak Gnomish to them.
Flawless Gnomish.
Perfect Gnomish. And in common, or in Gnomish at first, they reply, "Of course we can." Looking back to various, we have pamphlets. If you're interested, it sounds as if you will be visiting. There are certain things you should and should not do when visiting. Help yourself, and they indicate over to like kind of a small wall that has a variety of pamphlets on it. Some about recruiting, and joining, and what you should expect when you're visiting the flotilla, and like one that has like a little visitors should go here with a detailed map of Tiberius Station.
Oh, Various will head over there and start opening up some pamphlets to start learning.
I'm not going to make you roll for this since you probably are well adept at reading and have experience with that. So you read that the main station that everyone visits first when they enter the flotilla to become registered as visitors is Tiberius Station, which is one of many stations scattered through the flotilla. Let me actually go ahead and open the notes on that, and I'll just share it with all of you.
Is that the name of the station that I was planning on heading on?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So, well, I guess everyone's going to see this, but currently only Hannibal and Various know these details. So there's almost, a total of about 500 billion inhabitants in the Gnomish flotilla, and this is one of the many stations that they live upon. There is a diagram representing the height difference between gnomes and humans, or normal height humanoids, and it does indicate that visiting the station would be rather cramped. And that station in particular is overseen by Rear Admiral Rippengott, and it's under a tight watch to prevent any theft and shenanigans, as there are quite a few patents, both for military means and other scientific means going on. And then down below it is a diagram that represents the different levels that are open to visitors. That would be levels 4 and below. Levels 3 and up are for military personnel only. So I will go ahead and give permissions for that particular file for Hannibal
Oh, okay.
and
I
for
don't feel right slow this
Farius.
down then.
Nope. There you go. You let me know if you're able to open it. It should have just popped up for you.
Well, it was already popped up on the screen. 1 second. Where would the information be? Sorry.
In the journal entry section, there should be Tiberius Station.
Ship's crew labels. Tiberius Station. Tiberius Station. Yep. All good.
Okay. And so what are the rest of you doing? For those of you that are still on the ship, you do see Roland and Star kind of conversing in hushed tones, and Roland, becoming a little frustrated, actually goes to his crew's quarter and packs up his belongings and heads out, and Star is not that far behind him. Star sends a message to Hannibal, as that is the current acting captain, and it reads that they've decided to discontinue the journey with you guys, and that she wishes you the best of luck.
I'll respond that I completely understand and I wish them all the best.
She
and
also
I apologise for the inconvenience.
She does give you the access and the password to the ship fund account that is opened with the faction. And you should have that in your inventory. That gives you access to the bank account that is associated with this crew. There is also a message in there from the bank saying that the deposit of 60 gold per crew member is awaiting for you to accept to deposit it into the account. And you can choose to either transfer that directly to the crew or put it into the crew fund.
I'll give everyone their own thing.
They're 60 gold
60,
each.
Yeah, they're 60 gold each.
Okay. So everyone go ahead and add 60 gold to your inventory.
Sweet.
Alright. Is there anything else you want to take care of?
What are we? We're not leaving right now, are we?
That's up to you guys. And then I just confirmed that in a given day, a warp or a dark matter engine that is a level 2 engine can only jump 2 times a day unless assisted by arcane means. And then it can do an extra jump equivalent to burning a 2nd level spell slot.
Okay. Xander will try to find like maybe like a directions to a robotics shop.
So inputting that information, you are able to pull up that you need to head over to the trade center and visit a little robotic shop in the corner. It's kind of hard to make out what the name of this shop is, as it's kind of covered in soot and rust, but nonetheless you can see from peering in the dirty window that it does appear indeed to be a robotics shop. Going in, you see a human female currently working on a large set of armor.
If possible, I would have liked to go with them.
That's fine. You can join him. That wouldn't be a problem. Hearing you enter and your gruff greeting, the woman turns to you. What can I do for you?
Looking for an impulse frame.
Impulse frame. Any chance you were prior service?
Maybe.
Well, I may have a couple of older models that prior users have decided to donate, we'll say.
Lakshay. No.
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
Are they standard issue Lakshay or?
Like I would say they're pretty standard issue.
Okay.
And she pulls a cloth off of an impulse frame that she had leaning near the back, and a little bit of dust flies off when she does this. I can part with this here model for around 900 gold.
Oh. That was a little more than I thought. I maybe do like 200.
Nah, I could impart less for it than about 900. If you want to try to convince her, you can choose to either use charisma or even do intimidation. That's up to you and how you want to handle that.
Well, Xander would know the worth of one of these things. At least he should. Like what is he?
You know that they usually when you are still part of the military and you're in service, they are standard issue and are given to you. But you also have known some people to sell them on the black market just to get a little extra money and then just get another one reissued for about 1,000 gold pieces or gold credits.
Well, like Xander would look at this and know like what would Xander.
She's
think?
giving you a discount. She knocked off 100 gold credits.
Well, I mean, I can't afford it regardless. If she's not gonna, I mean.
You can try to roll to convince her.
Kick her in the face.
Try to smooth talk her.
Money,
Well, yeah, I guess so. Okay, if that's it, that's it. And then turning to see you, Vect kind of handling some different pieces of. Hey! You have to pay for those first.
I'm a machine. I am programmed with how all of these things work, transactions included. I am well aware of what is required of me. Thank you. And I go back to picking through, grabbing specific sheets of metal, grabbing, wire sets, connectors, terminals, things like that. And I put the group of them down. It's probably, I don't know, maybe about 5 pounds worth of scrap between the wire and metal plate and some textile and everything.
So if she takes all that and collects it and she puts it in a little metal scale and weighs it out, and yeah, you're about right. That's about 5 pounds worth of scrap and other materials. I'll be about 5 gold.
Very well, thank you. And I drop 5 gold pieces on the counter for her.
Okay. Alright, anything else you want to handle?
That's it for me. I'm not even going to say bye. I'm just going to grab my stuff and head out.
Peace.
I'll definitely acknowledge Xander on my way out. If you are quite finished, I am ready to go.
Well, I can't afford another crap in this place, so I'm getting the fuck out of here. And he storms out.
So mature.
Aww.
Well, he knows what he should have been paying for it, and that just seemed ridiculous. So he will leave.
As Farius is sort of perusing the materials that are available, he just kind of like he multitasks a little bit by kind of indicating to Hannibal a bit. Hannibal, it is probably very important that we get a decent grasp on what it is our different roles are moving forward. I have no problem with the fact that you are the captain. If everyone wishes to agree with this for a more long-term investment, then that is perfectly fine with me. As far as everyone else is concerned, though, having lost a bit of our crew due to the fact that they do not wish to stay with us as far as this journey is concerned, we might wish to invest in either hiring more people or providing more responsibilities to the other people within our group.
Oh,
Wait, I zoned out for that. What did I miss?
So Gideon has been walking in kind of a daze since you had all boarded the ship and left Moss Station 2240, and now are currently on a station nearby a different planet, refueling and restocking. You were so dazed that you just followed Hannibal and Farius right into the representative station for the Gnomish Flotilla, where they are currently gathering information.
Sounds about right.
Also, the people
shall I-
who
shall
are
I just-
the crew who we have been with so far, they decided, this isn't worth it, and they bailed.
Yeah.
Sweet, free ship.
And I am currently, at the very least, the new interim captain.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't vote for you.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
I
You
did.
don't vote for
Yeah.
kings?
You don't vote for kings.
Gideon was like, there's no one that I want captain more than Hannibal, because I dream
That
about
doesn't-
him all the time.
That doesn't sound like me.
Alright.
But if the DM says it's so,
Anyway, right. In response to Farius, Hannibal says, well, yes, Gideon, do you think you can take over the engines?
I do believe so. For the time being, at least.
Good, because
Akar is probably going to require some help on that. The engine seems like a two-person job anyway.
well, I was figuring I could convince Hack to help out in that regard as well. I think for the time being, everyone's going to have at least 2 responsibilities on the ship, at least until we can get to an area that we feel comfortable hiring on new people.
So, this is something you would have known from going over the ship details. This particular ship, requires, let me pull up the information about this. So this ship requires at least a captain, a dog fighter, an engineer, and three gunners, a pilot, and you can carry up to 5 passengers. And the 3 gunners, you can make it work with less. It's just you would have less guns operational.
Yeah. Well,
As the captain, it would probably be a good idea if you were to double as pilot as well.
yeah. At least for the time being, I'll be the main pilot.
And currently, you guys do not have dogfighting capabilities because you do not have.
Yeah, we don't have shot.
Yeah.
We'll worry about the drop ships if and when we manage to get our hands on more.
We should probably invest in getting at least one. Having a dogfighter is important for small fighters that are able to maneuver well around the ship in case we do end up getting into a fight with, for instance, the drow that are pursuing us.
I definitely agree with you. Hannibal turns to the military gnome envoy person, and in Gnomish, he'll ask if he can help out in pointing us in the right direction for an affordable budget fighter.
The officer kind of gives you a weird. The soldier gives you kind of a weird, like, are you for real look. And then Nomashi replies, well, I guess that depends on what you consider a bargain. I mean, it is possible to get one less than new, but you pay for
A
what you
dropship
get.
will work.
Um,
Hannibal checks brings up his datapad and just quickly checks the funds. We've got like 900 odd just in the thing funds, don't we? Alright, he'll just say to the gnome flat out, we've got about 1,000 to play with.
let me double check the cost. And you guys wanted a dropship at least?
At least a dropship.
So I mean,
probably a dropship. That's probably
knowing that this particular officer is a recruiter officer and kind of stationed to guard this, he's not really an expert in the cost of ships, as that is not something he's ever had to consider. And he kind of just nods his head. Yeah, I'm sure you could get one in for that much. I mean, they do sell ships down by the dock. There are some.
Okay. Thank you. Is there anything else you need here, Faris?
I think I have all the information that I'm going to need moving forward, the very baseline level. A lot of things I'm already aware of, part of my training.
Of course. Is there anything specific that you're looking for? I might be able to help out.
I'm just making sure that there are not behaviors that I've grown accustomed to that might become offensive to the gnomes.
Gnomes are straight shooters. They love life, but they don't tolerate any kind of bullshit. As long as you keep that in mind, you'll get along just well.
That should not be too much of a problem.
Hannibal thanks the gnome and gestures for his two crewmates to start making their way to the shipyard.
In the meantime, it might be a decent idea if we were to do a little bit of scoping out and see if there are any passengers that might be interested in going to the Gnomish flotilla that require some transportation. Making a little bit of money by transporting some people to where we were already going does not seem like a bad idea.
You're not wrong. I am worried about leaving a trail behind us, though.
The trail is already going to be behind us as a result of the fact that every time we land at the Moss station, they scan our ship and they make sure that they know who the captain is, and your name, very likely, goes into the system. That is not something that we can really avoid.
Well, actually, that helps us. They don't know my name.
Along with a crew manifest, by the way. That would be common knowledge.
Ah. Rude.
Something that I could potentially enlist hackers' help with is potentially changing my own identification, as well as any identifying markers about myself that might help to prevent people from knowing who I am. But if they already know that all of you are with me, then they will likely learn your names very quickly. And such, we would have to change everybody's identities.
No. I mean, I think for now the best thing to do is just wear a hood. I don't think we can do anything immediately to help hide your race, let alone your identity.
I do believe that I am already quite off-putting to begin with. I think a hood is only going to make things even more suspicious.
Suspicious is one thing, but when you can identify someone as out of place as a dark elf outside of dark elf territory.
You would be surprised how much benefits it grants you to be a dark elf in even non-dark elf territories. Many people find us exotic.
I'm sure normally it would, but I'm sure you can appreciate that currently that's not the sort of attention we want.
I suppose that could be the case to a degree, but the attention that you wish to not have is not something that we can that we can avoid. Like I said, land on a Moss station, they know that we were there, or at least it is in the system, and they can look it up. Me wearing a hood or not is not going to change the fact that my name is on the manifest.
True enough. We can go about changing your name on the manifest if you want. Just let me know what name you want to change.
We could, but we're going to have to change everyone else's names as well. As I said, if they are looking for me, then they probably already know who I'm traveling with, and so they will just look for your names too. If I am the only name who has changed, they will simply assume that it is me.
Well, you know more about spycraft than I do. I'll trust you to know your craft. Tell me what you need and I'll try and make it happen.
Well, it is going to be a fairly extensive problem, unfortunately. I am going to definitely need Hacker's help in the process, but the idea would be that we would have to change the identities of everybody who is on the ship, as well as all of our identifications as well. New pictures, new everything. That will be somewhat difficult to do in the terms of of Gideon as well as Hacker, I imagine. They are very much designated and have very unique looks about them. At least with myself, I can lose myself amongst other Dark Elves, but with them, they are very specific looking.
That much can be changed. You can. I know someone that can help change their appearance. I'm not sure how long it will take or how much it will cost, but I know it
Well,
can be
the
done.
question is whether or not they would even be up to do such a thing. If you wish
One
to
step
change
at
your
a
Vex
time.
appearance, it is quite a simple concept. You just get the new Vex parts and put them on. But many Vets are very much attached to how they look. This is how they were constructed. It lends a credence to their original purpose.
Well, I can definitely say that I'm not overly fond of changing my own appearance.
Well, these are the options that we have available to us. Either that, or we can just keep on our toes for a little while. The
At the
more
moment, we
we
don't
go
have the
away from the
time.
Elven Empire, the less likely it is that they are going to be able to find us all that well. But as I've indicated on the last Moss station that we were on, it is possible that they might enlist the help of other governments by calling us wanted criminals and putting out detailed reports on who we are and what we look like to law officials.
Yeah. All right. The plan at the moment is to. But wait, actually, did I already tell him? No. As you may have already summarised by our current position, the idea is that we come out here and then circle around and through, give them a bit more of a question as to which way we would have gone. I'm worried that if we pick up passengers, it'll be a lot easier for them to be able to tell straight away which way we went. If you don't think that will make any difference, then go for it. We need the money.
I do not believe it would make any difference. The passengers do not have to say where they are going as far as any particular manifests are concerned. There will be no additional information that they wouldn't already have access to. In that case, why don't you, as our dear captain and the face of the crew, go ahead and put out a nice little bulletin to the Moss station and let people know that we are available for transportation to the Nomus Flotilla if anybody has the desire to go.
Wait a minute. On one hand, you're saying that our faces are known and we need to change our appearance, and now you're saying that I should put my face out there saying where we're going in a national bulletin.
How exactly
What
do
sort
you
of spy
think?
are you?
Okay. What part of they will not be able to gain any additional information do you do not understand? They're going to know where we go, one way or another.
I think I can summarize, if you'll let me.
Please.
He's saying, in a manner of speaking, either go big or go home. Completely change your identity. Completely change our identities. Restart as merchants or transportation or what have you. Or just accept the idea that no matter what we do, they will know who we are and where we're headed. Did I get that right?
Yes, it is about the long and short of it.
Go big or go broke, Captain.
We might as well go big then. That's the whole reason why I wanted to head to the Gnomish Flotilla. I figured that even if they were to track us, that would be the safest place for us.
Very well. We should advertise that we are offering transportation to the Gnomish Flotilla and make preparations for debarkation.
It would also not be an unwise decision to see if we can't recruit more crew members. What we are right now is a fairly skeleton crew, to say the least. It would be nice to have somebody who can pilot when you are tired, for instance, so that we can make sure that we have as much travel time as possible.
Well, you can pilot as well, can't you? I seem to remember a little dogfight we had.
I can, but again, I am also going to be responsible for other things around the ship. I'm
DM, during a jump, the ship kind of does everything it's supposed to, right? That's kind of the point.
For the most part. So the mechanics of how it works is you guys are on the outer edge of the galaxy, and these Moss stations have a 25% chance of when you jump that the station you're jumping to isn't operational. So you have to worry about that, which means then you would actually have to use a different form of travel that's a little bit slower. And that is called sublight speed. And then you would have to do more checks and rolls that way. Jumping, you can only, currently you've already used one for this 24 daylight cycle. The mod jumps are instantaneous. With this engine, if you do not use magical assist, you can only do one more jump today. And then you have to wait until the 24-hour cycle resets to do more jumps. If you were to use if you want to help by magical means, then you will need to do spend a spell slot equal to the warp engine or the dark matter engine, which is a level 2 spell slot, in order to make it jump one more time.
Excellent. I have level 2 spell slots, so we're good.
And the current plan was to come here as the first one and then do another 2, and then finish resupplying on the stuff that we weren't able to get.
Okay.
So, as long as you're happy with that. I was going to say something. Okay, right. Hannibal says... Sorry, you finish.
Gideon is ready. Gideon says, I am ready to do what is necessary for us to complete our mission.
So during this entire time, the you guys are still inside of the Gnomish Flotilla representative?
No, we're heading to
Okay, you're moving. Okay, just wanted to make sure.
I did say that we were heading to the shipyard.
Okay.
So Hannibal says, "Thank you, Gideon. That is very much so appreciated." Okay, Spy Master. Can I leave the recruitment to you? Make sure
you would like.
well, if anyone knows how to spot an infiltrator, it will be an infiltrator. At this point, I either
not
trust you completely
necessarily.
or not at all.
Not necessarily. Whilst I am very good at fooling other people, I am not so keen on being able to see through other people's lies.
Do you want to enlist Hack? Maybe he can. Any resumes he can go through and see if he can spot anything. I'm not sure how that sort of thing works.
If you would like to help on that degree, I would appreciate it.
Well, you seem to have a rapport with Hack. Surely you can just ask him yourself.
I am still not entirely certain what that rapport actually is. He seems a bit of an enigma.
Alright, Hannibal just taps on his comm, directing to Hack. Hack, it's Hannibal. Are you there?
Yes, Captain.
Do you think you'd be able to help Varius recruit another crew member or three? Do background checks, make sure we're not picking up any undesirables.
Aye, sir.
Thank you, Hack. Alright, turns off the comm, turns to Varius. There you go. Anything else?
Very good. Most people looking for work might find themselves at local watering holes, so I will find my way to a nice public place.
So,
Okay.
with public place, do you want something on the trade center, or are you looking for more like a local hangout where like dock workers would go and eat?
Probably a place the dock workers would go.
Okay,
People who are like in between jobs and such
Yeah.
would probably be somewhere like there.
So most landing stations or landing pads, they have a small cantina right on the entrance to the pad that you can stop at and, either rent a single person tube room for the evening or get a quick bite to eat. There are also opportunities to post for open positions. If you talk to the waitress there, she can help coordinate that.
Yeah, he'll see what he can set up with the waitress.
This kind of crazy-haired woman looks at you and, well, sweetie, what can I do for you?
Madam, if you would not mind, my ship is in current need of a few new crewmates, and I am wondering if there might be some people here on the station that will require work. Perhaps they are in between ships, so to speak.
Uh-huh. And she smacks her gum, listening to you. Well, you're more than welcome to take a peruse of that listing board. If you see anyone you like, you could always see if they're still currently station side. They might have already headed out to the next Moss station. It's not the best way of communicating interest, but it's a way.
Very well, and we'll see if there is anybody still on the station that is in need of a little bit of work.
All right, so you go over to this board, and it is like probably a good quarter-inch thick, covered in random scrap bits of paper with different link information to get a hold of different people. Go ahead and roll an investigation for me to see if you find somebody that you feel would meet the criteria that you're looking for.
My mouse sucks so bad.
You want me to roll it for you? Or you good?
I got it.
Okay.
For some reason, like, my mouse just gets laggy every once in a while. I don't know why.
Mine used to do that on a laptop if I was accidentally touching it with like 2 fingers or more than just the tip of my finger.
No, I have a connected mouse. It's just,
Okay. So on the surface layer, you see that there are a couple just, regular hands just looking to be manual labor on a ship. And you do see that they are listing a payment of 5 gold pieces a day for the first one. The second one has even less details. And that one, the first one had like a whole like, here's my job history. This is which other ships that I've worked on. Contact this person. Blah blah blah. The second one you see is they're willing to accept 5 silver pieces a day, and it's literally just the contact number and the amount they want per day.
I don't think any of these are going to be sufficient for our needs. We need people who have very special skills, and not just menial laborers. Well, that is unfortunate. Yeah, perhaps we'll have more luck on the next station or so. Yeah, I can't really think of any. Yeah, because he's looking for people who can fill like the main positions of like if we need a gunner, for instance.
Yeah.
Would be important.
So you guys have enough to really do it. The only gun that you would be missing, because it's for what I understand of how gun mechanics work from Star Wars, if it's taught me anything, is that think of this as you're going to have 2 of the 3 almost 360 chair type ones that the Millennium Falcon had, and those are the 2 that are the most important to have people in, and you have enough to fill those 2. The other one is a smaller one that is not as important.
Oh shit.
Well, does it stipulate turret? Whether it's a turret or just lasers?
One is an auto turret, and then you have a pulse cannon and an arcane cannon.
We would also need somebody. I know this isn't a listed part of what's required in order for the ship to be at maximum capacity, but having a quartermaster who is skilled in making sure that we have everything that we need would take a lot of like pressure off of us. Which is another thing that he's kind of looking for.
There are such things as training DVDs that you can get for these roles. The way the mechanics.
Is it safe to say I've caught up to him yet?
Yeah, I would say yeah, you've caught up to them. The other thing I was going to say is that these roles, the way that the mechanics work for them is that anyone can fulfill these jobs. So even though you guys have a designated captain, if your captain was to get shot in the stomach and need to go down to the infirmary, somebody can step up as number 2 to fill that role. So really, we need to make like I was saying, like any of these roles can be filled by anybody. So it's up to you how you guys want to handle it. I mean, I know you guys were just given a ship, but it's a little learn what you need on the go. I mean, most of you have done space travel before, so you kind of have an idea of what ships need, especially Hacker. You've worked on ships before. Various, I would say that you're not unfamiliar, at least to.
I'm fully proficient in everything.
You guys should be okay. So honestly, you can elect one person to be in charge of making sure that things are in stock. Or it could be kind of like
Quartermaster is the word you're looking for there.
Yeah. Like Yuri used to be, but no longer with you guys, so.
Alright, in that case, using a little bit of metagaming, Hannibal will get a lightning bolt, contacts, he'll contact Xander through the comms.
What's up?
How'd you like a promotion?
Oh crap! What are we talking about here?
Quartermaster.
All right.
The pay's the same, but the responsibility's more. Perfect, huh?
Just my kind of thing, man. My kind of gig. Yeah, I can handle it.
All right. Thank you.
Hey,
If there's anything you need, let me know.
yeah, I was gonna mention. We need to put some money aside. Remember, at both these last ports, they were the impulse frames. They were selling them for way too much here, but if we do find one for a good price, I'm gonna let you know. We should pick it up. It'll be helpful.
What for exactly?
Well, for it's battle armor, like what I used to use back in the against the warhordes.
Oh, okay, I get you.
So
I'll definitely.
if we get into
Can
the
that-
shit, I'll be able to take some damage.
I'm pretty sure we can hook you up when we get to the Gnomish flotilla. At the very least, we'll be able to get you something made.
Yeah, probably have problems finding them in there, but
Well, that's what I'd say. Make.
okay.
We'll see. We'll
Man.
every mall station we come across, I will let you look. I can promise you that.
Oh, I'd go look anyway, but thanks.
Dick.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I supposed to let you blow our entire crew funds on personal armor?
I wouldn't buy it. I'm still gonna go look.
Oh man.
Do I have to worry about giving you access to the ship's funds as quartermaster? Hannibal is
we
joking,
good?
obviously, but
it's gonna be a lot of fun. But
I hope so.
alright, I'll get to it then, I guess. Xander will figure out what he needs to get then for the ship.
So you definitely will need some rations.
Alright.
And let me pull up.
How will Xander know how much to get? Is like, can I go down
I
to
mean,
the store?
You can access this all from the ship's terminal and have it actually like delivered to your ship. It's pretty common for this to happen. To just order your supplies from your ship.
we were at that other mall station for quite a while. How much did we already get in restocking?
Well, you guys had left before loading had completed, so you got about, honestly, just to make it not so complicated, I'm just gonna say you guys, like, the stuff was there, you didn't get charged for it, but it also didn't get on your ship.
Okay.
So for rations, they cost about, and these are rations enough to feed you for one 24-hour cycle per person. So I guess it's just a matter of how many you want. They cost 5 silver apiece. But if you are kind of more lenient and want to stretch your rations, you can make one ration last for 2 days. Other things that you may want to consider is ammunition. I know that most of you already have at least one energy clip. So if you wanted more for the armory or any additional weapons for the armory, that's something you can order. The pulse cannons and the ship's actual cannons do not take any additional ammo. That's all run off of the dark matter engine. You would also need to procure water, which is also, kind of a little bit more expensive out on the... Actually, no, it's less expensive the further you are from the center of the galaxy, because it's harvested more from asteroids out here and comets. So you have better access to it than people that live closer to the center.
Okay, well, having finally caught up to Farius, I'll greet him. Just so Farius, how goes the search for personnel?
Nobody promising, unfortunately. I'm looking for people who are specialized, but it seems as though we just have the usual laborers. It might be possible that they would be acceptable replacements, but the problem is that the possibility of us being attacked, either whilst we are traveling or at the mall station or whatever, is high. And having ones that might be able to defend themselves would probably be a good idea.
So your biggest inquiry then, I assume, would be turret masters.
Well, that would be one thing. But I am more interested in making sure that they would stand as decent guards for the ship whenever we are docked and off doing things. Or if we need somebody to stay while we are on an away mission for something. The possibility that our journey might take us to planet sides, for instance, is probably fairly high. So, having people who can stay on the ship in case it gets boarded while we are not there, who can defend it, would be good.
So, an entourage: pilot, navigator, engineer, turreters.
Essentially, people who can fill our roles when we are not on the ship.
Very well. And I pull out his data pad because I assume that I still have it since we were downloading information. I am going to use a data. I want to do a check and see if I can find any postings on the local sites for people looking for work. So that way it's less than just word of mouth, it's also people posting.
So
and
since this
maybe
is more investigation than it is like a data thing or technology, can you go ahead and do an investigation roll for me to see what comes up in your search inquiry?
Sure. Yeah. Ew.
Oh, so you kind of see there are a plethora of listings there for looking for work, but kind of just reading the required pay and skill listings, you're not finding what you are looking for at this particular Moss station. If you were to plug into a terminal, you may have access to look at least at the next Moss station you guys are planning to go to, because that's a broader network that you can connect to.
Well, I'm not going to worry about it since we're heading there anyway. Yeah, and I turn to Ferris and I say, it does seem to be sparse. And I hand him back his data pad and I say, that's yours. And I get up and I start heading back to the ship.
Thank you for your help.
I do not answer.
I will send a message to Hannibal with a query as to how long we're going to be staying here. And should I bother getting a room?
No, we're going to be leaving as soon as possible. So, check with Xander to see how long it's going to take us to get the supplies that he's wanting to get us. And then we'll be leaving soon after that. If we don't find any passengers to take in the meantime, we'll just see about passengers at the next stop. I don't want to hang around.
Very well.
And on that note, I will go to the I'll make a detour to the information/security office.
Okay.
If the setup is the same as the other mall station.
Yeah.
and I will be looking for any passengers that are looking to go towards the Gnomish flotilla, or one of the stops between here and the flotilla, basically.
So
See if there's any open
there
requests.
There is not for passengers going to the Gnomish flotilla. That most of the people that are going there are of Gnomish descent, and they would rather travel on Gnomish vessels than on one that they don't really trust the power system behind. However,
Fair.
you do see a quest for transporting cargo, and I'll go ahead and make that available for you.
I think Chris lost connection.
Uh-oh. You should be able to hop back in.
Yeah.
So if you go to the available tab, there now is a new quest for transporting goods. And if you don't see it, refresh. Let's standard. If you don't see it, refresh.
Right, quest log. That's research.
It says move
available.
to new folder and gave new status as active. So somebody already accepted it. So it
I
should
did,
now,
yeah, sorry.
It should
Did I
now
not
be
have
in.
done that?
That's fine. It should now be
So-
in progress folder.
Ah, yeah, there it is. Yeah, transport parts to Tiberius. Okay. 1,000 gold pieces, cargo. Is there any information on the cargo?
You would have to inquire at the shipyard with the person.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Since we're going that way anyway. Oh, how much did the rations cost? Or is that still not done yet?
I don't know if you guys did the math for it. I just told you how much it costs. That's part of the quartermaster to figure out how much he wants to buy.
Alright.
Well, that's why I was asking. Like, could Xander look to see, like, do we have some type of log to see what our rations?
So currently,
right.
if you look at your rations, you have about 4 per person right now. And like I said earlier, that's enough for one 24-hour cycle. Or if you want to like be on half rations, you can stretch that to 8 24-hour cycles.
We said one for every 2 days.
Yeah, if you go half ration.
Okay, so
You're going to be hungry and it might affect your
so
abilities.
One a day.
Yeah, you have for 4 days. So you have enough. So 4 per person currently. So I would write this down.
So you're not including the Vect in that, right?
Because they don't
Since we
have
2
dietary
Vect
needs.
crewmen. So you've only got 12 units?
No, but add the ones back in for Star and for Roland. Because you would have still had theirs aboard.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so. Well, yeah, we'd only need 3 at the moment, since there's only 3 living beings, right? Well, eating beings.
Yes, and there are 20 ration units.
But if you go down to half rations, that can affect your performance. You can make it work, but that could affect your performance.
Well, if we have 20, then we got
Basically got 6 days per person.
6 days, yeah.
I sent you a message, Mike,
Yeah.
in game.
I think we're gonna go ahead and take our first little break real quick. And we'll be right back.
Yeah.